Episode 3 of Ballard starts with our titular character out surfing. Later, Tutu gifts Ballard with a new surfing board, but the latter rejects the gift. Meanwhile, Zamira is at home helping her mum look after her sick dad. Zamira is still hiding her return to the force from her family. Elsewhere, Ted secures a new client for his security company. Colleen visits a church while Martina studies. As for Lafont, he spends the morning with his husband and dog. On the way to work, Ballard calls Lafont. Lafont informs her that he tracked down one of the witnesses that Bosch mentioned. One of them is actually dead, but they hope they can talk to the other guy, and as they speak, the captain calls to summon Ballard. The captain asks Ballard to look into a new cold case that has gone viral after the victim's sister protests gained public attention. The case involves a young fraternity man who suspiciously fell to his death at the fraternity house. The class has an upcoming reunion, and the sister has been protesting outside the university calling for justice. She believes the university covered up her brother's murder, so Ballard talks to the lady and reopens the case. At first glance, it does look like Nick's death is actually accidental, but Ballard notices an inconsistency in the autopsy report. It seems like Nick was hit before his death. At the office, Colleen spots a mouse and thinks it's actually a good sign. She's currently looking for Yulia's family in Ukraine to share the sad news. On the other hand, Zamira runs into a roadblock when following up on the John Doe bullet. She calls Ballard for help, and the latter advises her to work on getting her badge back. Zamira needs her firearm qualifications before being fully reinstated. Unfortunately for them, they learn that someone disposed of the bullet. Ballard insists on getting a copy of the dispo order, which strengthens Zamira's concern that someone in LAPD is actually dirty. However, Ballard asks her to keep it on the low and focus on her reinstatement for the time being. Back to Nick's case, Lafont and Ballard drop by the class reunion. On the way there, Lafont notices Ballard keeps ignoring calls from her former partner, Chastain. After talking to the fraternity brothers, Lafont and Ballard conclude that they are actually hiding something. After a team debrief, they agree to target the weak link in the group and get him to turn on his brothers. The plan works, and the man mentions a book that the fraternity boys hid before the police got on the scene. Ballard's team visits the fraternity house next and confiscate those books. It turns out the brothers kept a book detailing their sexcapades with the girls and grading the experience. The pages are filled with pictures of the girls, and it's very detailed. On the personal front, Ballard completes her mandatory therapy. Her therapist advises her to face her trauma, but Ballard refuses to open up. She also refuses to work on the surfing board Tutu got for her, as it reminds her too much of her dad. The following day, Ballard gets a copy of the dispo order and learns it was signed by a cop named Charlie Grant. He's currently retired and didn't work on the John Doe case. Ballard informs Zamira that she has to tell Lafont about their suspicions, but Zamira is hesitant despite Ballard insisting that they can trust him. Ballard and Lafont then visit Charlie and he accuses them of lying. He denies signing the dispo order and shows them his real signature. At the end of the meeting, Charlie warns Lafont to be careful with Ballard. On the ride back, Lafont assures Ballard that he is on her side. He cautions her to tread carefully, as corrupt cops are as dangerous as they come. Meanwhile, Zamira confides in her granddad about her internal conflict. Her granddad, who is a former cop, understands what she's actually going through. He advises her to go back and keep an eye on things, and in the meantime, a drunk Chastain corners Ballard to apologise. He feels guilty for failing to believe her and for not having her back. Chastain apologises, but Ballard refuses to hear him out. She heads home and talks to Tutu instead. Tutu advises her to bring her walls down, and at the office, Ted starts putting more effort into bonding with the team. The scrapbook gained actually opens the case up as it gives them some solid leads. They start investigating the women who slept with Nick, and in the previous investigation, the police didn't actually talk to the ladies as they had no idea about this book. Ballard notices that there's a page missing. Thankfully, one of the women who slept with Nick gives them a lead about this missing page. Thanks to them, they arrest Nick's killer. It turns out to be Meredith, one of the women Nick slept with. She was hurt by what he wrote in the book about her, and in a moment of anger, she attacked a drunk Nick and pushed him off the balcony. As for the other entries in the book, the team sends the book to the sexual assault unit to follow up. After talking to her dad, Zamira decides to pursue her reinstatement. Ballard changes her mind about the surfing board and starts working on it. And the episode then ends with Manny, the stalker cop, intentionally introducing himself to Martina at a restaurant. So Manny is coming after the team and using Martina to gain access. His boss must want to check how far Ballard's team has got, and it's scary that Martina has no idea the person she is talking to is actually plotting against her. Hopefully she will kick him to the curb, but who knows. The episode also touches on the strife between the Black American community and the police. Zamira is between a rock and a hard place here, and either way she is letting someone down. However, how long will she hide the truth from her mum? We also have the issue of sexual crimes and how they are easily swept under the rug. drug. What the frat boys did was pretty disgusting, and ranking women based on their sexual experience and talk/encouraging non-consensual sex is pretty deplorable. Hopefully the victims will get justice now that the book has been discovered. Meanwhile, Ballard's reputation has taken a huge hit when she reported to all of us. Sometimes the victims end up getting victimised by the system, and it's a sad reality that needs to be stopped. But for the time being, everything here is left wide open for the next episodes. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.